Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today, we're taking a look at Harry. Remember when he used to look like this? And then this happened, and now he's become nothing but this. Well, we're going to rewind it and go back in time and look at when he used to look like this. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Harry who never quite grew up. We'll see that in a minute. But he used to have fun with his brother and sister-in-law. In fact, he loves her so much he called her his sister. They had such a nice relationship. Although it's been reported he did have anger issues behind the scenes, at least in public, he seemed to always put on a happy face. He seemed generally liked and to have a good personality. There was even a time where he wasn't completely miserable and he ranked one of the highest in popularity of the royal family. He loved to have a good laugh. He loved his brother. Again, he loved his sister-in-law. He just seemed like a happier person. Again, sounds like he could be moody behind the scenes, but if nothing else in public, he was putting on a happy face. Even with his dad, whose relationship has been rocky, it sounds like, he's putting on a happy face. He seems genuinely happy here to be around his father and his stepmother and his brother, putting on a happy face. There we go. I don't think it's faking it. He seems to be genuinely happy there. Having fun with the Queen. It's often said he's one of her favorites. They seem to have a lovely relationship. Again, by stories, but also you can see it in the pictures. And there he is with his grandfather. Happy, smiling, laughing, enjoying time with his family. But then he met a really scary monster. Like real scary. She couldn't do anything but cling on to him. She decided that it was her job to convince him that his whole family was awful, and that the people around him were awful, the people of the country were awful, and that life was awful. And he believed her because he's real dumb. And then he convinced himself that he's a big old victim. So together, the two awful people who believe they are victims decided that they know better than everybody else in the family. All the years of tradition, gone. We don't need those. All the happiness, gone. All the joy, that's gone too. The sea witch sucked it out of him. Now we're left with miserable Beaker Face, who's unable to do anything but pout and scowl and be miserable all the time. They thought it was their job to bring misery to everybody else in the land. That's right, the sea witch continues to smile, but the dumb crown eater just keeps making faces like this. He blames everybody else for every grievance ever in his whole life, which he writes down in crayon in a book, so that way he can try to sell it to the public. See how happy he looks? It appears as if things are going really well for him, and that he's made all the right decisions. Will things ever get better for the miserable crown eater, do you ask? No, probably not, because he's got a multiple book deal and he's got more things to sell. It's even crazier, you ask? Well, I'll tell you, he expects apologies from the people he tried to bring down and make miserable. He turned his back on service, he turned his back on his family, he turned his back on his country. And he's so busy trying to convince us that he and his sea hag wife are the victims that he just looks like this all the time. But don't worry, guys. It's a happy ending. Not for him, because he chose his own destiny and then made it worse by writing all these books and doing all these interviews. But it's a happy ending for these two. They didn't let the evil sea witch and the stupid crayon eater get them down. They decided to keep moving and serving the country and working toward fulfilling their destinies. Instead of writing in crayon who pushed who when they were 12 years old. Instead of airing every grievance ever in their entire orbit, they decided to just keep living their lives. Hey, look at that. She doesn't have to cling on to him. They don't have to force smiles. They seem genuinely happy. The end. You guys, I had the best time making this video. I just found it really funny and fun. I hope you enjoy it. If you want to see more like this, leave me a comment. Let me know. If there's another compilation you want to see, let me know that as well. Thanks so much for watching and have the best day. Bye-bye.